And here we are. This is the first video of 2GoRoam travels.
It's the second video. We did that minute and a half.
This is the first one when we came out for the day. So we are at the Black Country Museum, which is in Dudley in the West Midlands.
Sarah said, we can't go anywhere. I know, I've never been to the Black Country Museum, which is
literally
crazy.
on my doorstep.
I came here with my mum
Years ago.
15 years ago, and had a fantastic day. Just me and her. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, as I always used to have with my little mum. And also, the Black Country Museum is based in a town called Dudley, but my dad, in the war, when he was a little boy, got evacuated to Dudley, and he had a fantastic time here. He used to regale us with so many stories.
We tried to find the house, didn't we? Sadly, that's no longer.
Yeah.
But we did bring him to this area, trying to find that.
That's right. Yeah, he loved it. He really did.
Yeah.
So it feels a bit poignant because me, my brother and sister, we've done a couple of family things recently, which has really brought to the surface how we feel about my old mum and dad. I miss them a lot. So it's going to feel a bit poignant to be here today. So anyway, let's get in there, see what it's all about. Hello again. Reality of slow travel is like this.
We fail quite a bit.
Yeah, so we made all that talking and doing all that kind of stuff, not realising walking in completely the wrong direction. Sarah saying, don't think this is right, you know. I go, of course it's right. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's just no sign of the museum whatsoever. We're just on almost a canal path.
Yeah. So we've just added another 15 minutes to our day.
It's all steps. It's good.
We'll be there in a minute. Every cloud has a silver lining. Walking back up this path, Sarah's only found some sunglasses.
And I'm not going to keep them.
She says she's not going to keep them. I think she says she's not going to keep them because
they're made in China.
Inside just made in China.
Yeah.
But you know.
No, if I see anyone, I'll obviously hand them in or whatever.
Yeah, that seemed like a fruitless trip down there. But now we are one sunglasses to the positive. But Sarah's looking out for anyone who's walking about looking for sunglasses.
Yes.
If we find them, we will hand them back to them.
I might just leave them up on the path up there.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay. We walked down there for 9 minutes. We should have gone in here. So,
is it that big sign that says museum by any chance?
Yeah, but I don't think that's well signposted. It depends which route you take around the roundabout. Maybe it was a sign that said welcome visitors entrance that may have given the game away.
And the proper paved path. Yep. So one thing this does remind me of is way back, when I was about 18, worked for a company and there was the Black Country Tour buses. And it was one of those, and you used to get, but it was all like a bar.
You just got pissed, didn't you?
Yeah. And but it brought you around to different pubs around the Black Country.
Power arrival. Right, we'll get in. We'll carry on talking. Right,
we're in.
We're in. How much did that cost?
Well, £55.
40.
That's including £3.50 parking.
Okay.
And within the ticket today, I think she said it was a special, we've got a 12-month pass. So as long as we book online, we can use that pass for the next 12 months, which is cool. I don't know if we'll make use of it, but someone might.
No, I don't think we'll be in the UK in the next 12 months, but it
was included.
This brings back memories to me. I remember coming here with my mum. I remember when we got here, I thought that horse was animatronic then. That's a real horse over there. I thought when we...
Yeah, he's not moving. Oh, he is. Oh, no, but that doesn't look like a real horse.
No, I think it's a real horse, Sarah. This is Lavender's. So, hi, I'm sorry, your name?
AJ.
AJ. Pleased to meet you, AJ. So, what goes on here then?
So this is Lavender's aluminium foundry. We are set in 1959, 15 years after the Second World War and 2 years after the passing of Mr. John Herbert Lavender, who was the sole proprietor of this company.
So this is a real company that existed?
This is a real company that still exists to this day.
Oh, does it?
This is only one of the buildings. We were so popular that at one point nearly every single motorcycle in the UK had at least one component made right here in this foundry. When you're working with aluminium, you're dealing with furnaces that are going up to 780 degrees. The boiling point for water is 100. When the aluminium touches your skin, it's not just going to burn it, it's going to cut straight through.
Wow.
And you won't even feel it. So because we're set after the Second World War, there is a call out to everyone around the Commonwealth, including Africa, the Caribbean, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. So all these countries invited to UK to find themselves a job right here in this country.
So I take from that, we had a little chat with AJ after we finished there, and basically I said, this must be a great job because you must have just lovely people. It's a pleasant place to be. He said, some of the people are, but that's life, isn't it? Not everybody is as friendly as they could be. But he was explaining that kids really seem to learn a lot in this method because they're transported back in time. He's in 1959, and he said he had a kid come in earlier on today, and his parents thought he's not going to be interested in this. The kid was sat there with a pad and pen and taking notes of everything AJ was telling him. That's great. And I've learned I wouldn't want to be around then earning 15 quid, working 6 till 6 with all that heat. What you said about the burning through your flesh. No thanks. Enjoy that.
I did enjoy that.
Okay, don't worry. This whole video isn't going to be us talking to different people like that. We're just wondering.
But that's what I do like about the museum, though. They're people who are in that spot and they're knowledgeable of that spot.
Yeah, he's enjoying what he's doing.
He's enjoying it. It's great.
Yeah. We're going to go into a house.
Can I just say, this totally reminds me of my granddad's garden.
Does it?
Yeah. Whenever we used to go there, it was all rows, like cabbages and lettuce. And we used to playing around it and used to go mad. I can understand why now as an adult. But look at that rhubarb.
Okay. Well, we're going to go into this house, which looks like a 1950s style house. It should be interesting. Sarah. Right. This stuff here, borax soap. Struggled buying that. If you want to get rid of ants,
Yes.
borax soap is the thing to use.
To get rid of ants.
If you get some borax and you put it with some sugar and you mix it, put a little drop of water in it and mix it together, you put it out
Make it
for
a bit
ants.
baked.
That's the sugar's the bait and the borax kills them and should kill the nest. I know I shouldn't be killing creatures, but needs must.
Cold slab. Did your grandma used to have this?
That was for meat, wasn't it?
Cold slab, yeah.
Interestingly, looks like they used to have vegan bacon back in the 50s. Who would have thought it? Obviously, the kitchen.
This reminds me of my grandma's house for sure.
Yeah, dried eggs. I remember Mum and Dad talking about dried eggs in the ration book. I think we've still got Mum and Dad's ration books.
The old tea cosy. It's totally, grandma's is china as well.
There you go.
So, what do you want?
The DAB radio.
Do you want jobs to build them? Yeah, but when they worked out, did the
So this house was built in the 1920s. And this is actually a council house, and this house is made of iron. Yeah, you heard me right, iron. It's obviously got plasterboard, and it was the Aston family, wasn't it, Sarah, that lived here?
The Aston family.
And he was a policeman. And this is set in the 1940s, although the house was built in the 1920s. So, another bedroom. Very pleasant, isn't it? I think the Astons lived a good life. Council house for people who aren't from the UK is basically a house that's been built by the local government to house people. And very nice it is too. 1940, so this is, you look at that newspaper, June 1940, we shall fight on, unconquerable. Yeah, so pleased we weren't around then. And all the amazing things people did for us. So we can wander around these places and look at it as history today.
Childhood at my grandma's house. So many things in this house. You remember these blankets?
Yeah, I remember those blankets. Yeah, I do. Not Not fondly, but I remember them. A nice little nightie, sexy, and that's to warm your bed up. Let's say, how's this made of iron? That is iron. I think I heard them say that they only made 4 of them as a test, but it's pretty solid, isn't it? 1968.
1968.
That's the year I was born.
Now, if you go into the garden, you'll notice next door, 'cause it's 1940, they're growing vegetables.
Yep.
Whereas it's digging for victory. Whereas we, in this garden, we've got nice flowers and we've got grass, so the boys can put the windows through with the ball. Right?
Yeah.
Because we don't need to we can grow our own vegetables, but we can go to the shop to buy some.
Right.
Right. Now I'm having a barbecue later. But he can't come next door because he's rationed. More Hartman.
You're not going to have bacon, are you? That's not fair on him if you have bacon on a... Yeah, you can't do that. Black country, is that because of coal?
It's because first industrial landscape anywhere in the world, they discovered coal, iron ore, limestone, sandstone under the ground. There were collieries, there were foundries, there were forges.
Yeah.
So rather than making 1 or 2 items at a time, they were making things in bulk. So the forges and the foundries were working 24 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So the sky was black. That's why it's called the Black Country. An American diplomat came along and said it looks like the Black Country. Now here's one for you then. If it works 6 days a week, which day do they have off?
Sunday?
Sunday. Which day did the ladies do their washing?
Monday?
Why Monday?
Because they've had their feet up for a day. It's time to get back to work and get the washing out.
Because in that 24 hours, the sky is
cleared.
so they can hang their washing. Every day is a school day.
He just said, "Ta-da to be to you." What's that mean, Sarah?
It means see you later.
Yeah.
Ta-ra is bye. And they,
A bit means in a bit of time.
Yeah, around here they are known for saying ta-ra a bit.
Ta-da to bit. There we go. Right, that was really interesting. 1968. We seem to have found our way to a
Like a
street.
little high street.
Radio, pianos, television.
West Bromwich Building Society, I remember that.
Which still goes, that's still around
It
today.
still does, yeah.
The street carries on, Sarah.
Yeah,
So you got the old...
as they used to be.
Yeah, that's it.
Remember them, they're all clean.
Yeah.
at that.
You used to use these when you were younger?
Yeah. I don't remember this, but yeah, you put money in there.
What you used to do is put money in. This is a little bit older than the one I used to use. But if you didn't want to put money in, you could do something called tap-in, which is where, let's say you want to call someone, their number's 694. And it would ring, and you could have a conversation. Oh, pardon? Sorry?
Can you remember the saying, the pips going?
Hang on. No, I don't need a new telephone contract. Thank you. Thank you.
Were your pips going? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember the pips as well. The pips were...
Pips will tell you when your money's running out.
It's all gone. Look at that. What a beautiful car. That's style, isn't it? And there was no computers involved in designing that, but look at the beautiful lines on it. You can chuckle at it now, going, oh, isn't it cute? But and they're beautiful, I think. So, Hobson
Biggest
Sons
queue
restaurant.
ever. The
Looks like
fish and chips. I want to know, do they sell faggots and peas?
Sarah, what did you just say?
I said, I want to know if they sell faggots and peas.
Okay, right. So I think for our non-British audience, you're going to have to tell them what a faggot is.
Well, I don't actually know what's in it. Is it lamb? It's basically a round ball of meat, but I'm guessing it's probably more some offal bits in there.
Yeah, I would say so.
And it's basically a round thing, and it's served in a gravy.
Yeah.
And the main manufacturer that I remember is called Brains.
Brains
So as kids,
faggots.
you were like, you're having Brains faggots.
Yeah. So it's a bit like a bit like a meatball, but
Yeah.
not as firm as that.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably
Really, really tasty.
not as much meat in it as that, but it's with serving mushy peas. But in the Black Country, it's faggots and peas.
Being the cost-effective sort, we decided not to eat in the museum because everything's so expensive. We've come to, what's it called, Sarah? Mad O'Rourke's. There we go. So this is just round the corner. Let's see what this is like.
I think this place gets absolutely packed, and now it's bringing back memories. I think I've been here before when I did the Black Country bus tour, which was years and years and years ago, and tour around all these pubs here, sampling the local beers and foods. Cheers.
Cheers. So I've gone for the Peaky Blinders pie, which is basically what Sarah was talking about earlier. Faggots and peas pie. So this is a faggot. And I love these. Sarah was talking before about brains faggots. Let's give this a go. Oh, there's a bit of sauce in there as well. Faggots have got a very distinctive taste. That isn't to say it's a acquired taste. I think anyone that likes meat would absolutely love a faggot. So if you're in the UK, try and find. You're not going to find many places like this that will do faggots. It's not food people eat these days. Go in a supermarket, look in the frozen section for brains faggots, and this is what you'll get. And it is bloody lovely.
So I've gone for the Tyson Fury pie, which is the brisket cooked with onions and a rich gravy and covered with a puff pastry lid. What I've had so far is absolutely delicious. It comes with some chips, but they're not just normal chips, they're fried chips, battered chips I think they're called. So they're normal chips and then they're covered in batter, which is not part of my calorie controlled diet at the minute, I can tell you.
So they have a lot of actors at these places that are employed to be from that time. So I think I've just seen one here. This is a 1940s cat. So in the 1940s, this is what cats actually look like. Now I know how futuristic they are now with their silver suits and amazing jetpacks that they'll wear, but back then they used to just wear clothes like this. I wonder, as he's employed, he should be happy to speak on camera. Hi. So you've been working here for how long? A little while, okay. And what is it you love about the 1940s? The mice? There was a lot more mice then. Okay, well I get that. We all like mice, don't we? Yeah. So basically, how are you paid? Is it basically just in tummy rubs? And why is it with 1940s cats, when you tickle their tummies, they kick you? Explain to me that. Like, ow, ow, ow. You could use your job. You can't do stuff like that. You can't do stuff like that. Right, we're going to get aggressive, are we? Come on, let's be friendly to each other. Let's be friendly. You're going to lose your job the way you're going on. This isn't what cats were like in 1940. They were a lot more friendly. Lovely to meet you anyway. Okay, you're working very hard. I'm sure they're very, very proud of you. Thank you.
Always choose a grey. I can't remember how you do it.
Just
Ha.
that is special. That, you know what I said earlier on, that the main reason now we're making videos on our YouTube channel are all about memories for us. I'm looking forward to watching that back when I'm about 80 years old going, you fool.
Mine used to have a bit of
always
fur
a
on it though. From
Oh, you had
Maine.
one of them?
Yeah. Had a
She used to have one
hobby
of them.
horse.
Did you?
Sure,
What's
yeah, we had a
his
Maine.
name?
Don't know, probably hobby. Horsey, probably.
Oh, you got.
I don't know. How do you do that?
Sarah, where'd you get those glasses? Do we think people should be visiting the Black Country Museum? So what was the
I
total
do.
cost?
Total cost was $55.40 to get in. That was including £3.50 parking.
Yeah.
And that's actually given us an annual pass to come in.
Oh, as often as we want,
yeah.
which will be never because we're never in the UK.
Yeah.
And we've also, a beer was £5 for a
Yes.
pint of beer, so it's not exactly cheap, but that's the UK for you.
Well, it's a gimmicky, isn't it? It's in a
it's
restored
nice to
pub.
do. So for a day out, I think this
It's
is pretty
brilliant,
good.
and the attention to detail of everything, and the people who either volunteer or work here, all dressed up.
Yeah,
They're
they're
so
loving it.
knowledgeable about things, and it's really interesting. As a museum goes, your attention span in a normal museum isn't great.
Cool,
I
very
like to read everything, but this is really good because it's interactive
Yeah,
and you learn a lot.
yeah, exactly. So I think if you're from overseas, you're coming to the UK, everyone tends to do the same thing. They go to London or Bath or wherever other people, Stonehenge and all that kind of stuff.
Get up to Birmingham,
Yeah.
and if you're in Birmingham, you've got to come to the Black Country.
Get to the Black Country.
Yes.
And go to the Black Country Museum. If there are any
Lovely.
Brummies watching, do apologise, but
No,
I do
I'm
live
okay.
with a Brummie.
Yes.
And
We're
all of
okay.
her family are Brummies, and they're okay with me mimicking their accent now. I think it's
Lovely.
it's lovely. It's generally accepted in this region. And if you're from the UK, have you been to the Black Country Museum? Because I'm guessing no. But you should. This is the typical thing, actually, Sarah, that
On your doorstep.
on your doorstep. You don't see
for
the
sure.
things that are on your doorstep.
For
I
sure.
remember years ago, I used to work in central London, worked in central London for 3 years, and I worked walking distance from the Tower of London. Never went. Never thought of going. Wasn't on the list of things that I thought of doing. Did go to the pub after work every day, but that was very different. So, get yourself up to the Black Country Museum.
And if you're a Peaky Blinders fan,
Yes.
they filmed a lot of the canal scenes here.
Ah,
So evidently there's a Peaky Blinders tour
Actually.
that happens, and I think there might be one going off over there actually in the boatyard.
do you know, you're
I
saying
believe
that,
that's where it was filmed.
I recognise that from one of the scenes. I recognise that from a scene when a bloke was
Razored.
it? No, I think
Ugh,
he was.
so I only saw that scene, I
He took
haven't
a
watched them
blow
all.
to the head, as I
Oh.
recollect, and was thrown in the back of a barge and sent down to London. I think it was something like that. So
So if you're a Peaky Blinders fan, this is your place.
yeah, and also obviously this sounds like we're being sponsored because we're saying this is brilliant. We're not being sponsored. We just love it here. We've had a lovely day out.
had a really
So this
nice
is
day.
the new 2GoRoam Travels channel. So there will be things where we're talking about the logistics of travel,
Yeah.
aren't there? So it's not always going to be.
That forms
out
part
and
of our
about.
travels. If we didn't do all the logistics and the planning, we wouldn't be able to go anywhere. So
Yeah.
we want you to see a whole
See that?
picture of what we do.
Yeah, what
our lives
it's
are
like to travel full time. If you're thinking of doing this, then it's not as straightforward as it sounds sometimes, and it's very easy watching people on YouTube like us, and we make everything look effortless. You don't see all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, which isn't. But also,
Especially all the arguments.
yeah, well, I think they're behind us
obviously,
now. We're doing
yeah.
YouTube in a
Yeah,
different way.
we've had a good day doing this.
Yeah, but let's not argue, Sarah. Let's try and get on for once. But we've sat down a couple of days ago and looked at what the content is likely to be throughout the rest of the year, and we've actually wrote down what the videos we think there are going to be that come out until about mid-January. Seriously. And we said to you in that video over on 2GoRoam, everything we're going to do now is fun, and we can't be more excited when we see everything that's to come up. And the other thing is that we're making this for you. We're not making this for any YouTube algorithm. If we were, I wouldn't be still talking now, because you've got to cut things short and just move on to the next thing. No, we're making it for you. People who have got an attention span. People who like hanging around with idiots like us as we travel the world, and you want to learn something as you
Yeah.
go. We want to be your friends. We want you to switch us on, stand in the kitchen, cooking some eggs. You haven't got to do that. That's optional, really. But if you do cook some eggs, stand in the kitchen cooking eggs. You've got us
You
on
can
in the
put up
background.
with this rubbish. You can put up with anything. But if you are planning on doing any travelling at all,
We said we wouldn't. argue.
hopefully we would
We said we wouldn't argue,
be able to inspire you
Sarah. Yeah.
to do
So
the same.
you're who we're making this video for. All the other people who've just unsubscribed, it wasn't for them. It was for you, and we love having you here. So our dream is world travel. What's yours? Now, what should they do, Sarah?
I know what we should do.
What?
Go to the pub.
And they should get out of here. Bye for now.